he will soon get there. They will weigh you and see how much does he have and how much did he give me. They are judging the sacrificial quotient or the sacrifice quotient. By the time they see that, you are busy, but you sacrifice attention and you give them attention. You don't have much. You sacrifice the little you have and got them something. You see that they'll start opening their hearts. Okay, there's a human being here. All the other dogs that just came here because my God, when the woman becomes sure that you can sacrifice anything for her, she will find security in you. That's when she opens her heart. Because as far as a woman is concerned, love is sacrifice. Love is self-denial. If you can't give up yourself, you can't love her. And then when you come to the side of a man, the love is not, I love you, I love you. Sometimes when you are saying it, the man is like, oh, madam, I beg. You are looking for money, you are talking, I love you. What do I do with those rhymes? If you are a poet, go and open a page and do poetry there. Yes, I think. I love you, I love you. No, oh, madam, calm down. Keep your rhymes to yourself. He said, wives, submit yourselves to your own husband as the church is unto Christ. And how does the church see Christ? As Lord. That's why I tell people, my friend, that's Western civilization. The man that will be sure you love him is the one you call Lord. If you don't submit to him, if you like, let your eyelashes be as tall as a palm tree. Naked yourself from morning till night. You are joking. There are many naked women on the streets. If he's looking for nakedness, he can buy with 10,000. The reason he will stick to you is because in addition to those other things that can tantalize him, he is sure that when it comes to you, there's no contention for power. You surrender. The moment you surrender, you make him feel like he can render leadership. Because every man thinks he's a man when he can lead. If you are fighting with him over who will lead, you are joking. If he doesn't conquer you, he won't stop. The warrior in him will rise. And guess what? He will see you as his opponent. You go fight, tire. After you rant and quarrel, when you go to sleep, he is going to play PS. You are the one who quarrel, and what he said remain in your heart for 2 weeks. You are crying. The one you said, he will forget it when he turns. Because his responsibility is there. He doesn't have time to think. You say, I'm mad, I'm crazy. The mess, you see Israel, boy, wait till they happen. They will just go and watch football and forget that you exist. The next time he comes back and sees you, he's seen another opponent. He will rise up. You want to fight? I was built for it. Look at the size of my chest. I'm a warrior. So if you want to love a man, you respect him, you honor him. When you honor him, he too finds his security. That means there's no competition here. I am the leader here. Then what does he do? He now uses all his strength to protect you. So you see the wisdom of God. It's like a cyclical reality. That sacrifice you are looking for, that security you are looking for, he will use his strength to secure you. And that security he is looking for, your submission is what gives it to him. That's how you love a man, and that's how a man loves a woman. Because what a woman calls love is different from what a man calls love. A woman sees love as sacrifice because only there does she find security. A man calls love unconditional submission because only there does he find security. So if you don't know this, anything you are saying, you are a Yahoo boy. But now when you come to a spirit who does not need security from you, he is God all by himself. He doesn't need you to be God. Your existence or non-existence does not affect him. How do you love him? This is why you have to come to the book and find out what he calls love. And this is where many Christians have lost it. What does God call love? How does God consider you as his lover? What do you do to make God think you love him? That you are rolling on the floor naked and crying doesn't move him, sir. That's not love in his definition. So there are 10 basic things God looks at in a man that he recognizes as love. Number 1 is obedience. You can cry and think you love God more than everybody. Somebody else may be walking with God who has never cried in God's presence. God will call that person a lover and reject you. And you'll be shocked because it's not about emotion. The Bible speaking in John 14:15, it says, if you love me, if you say you love me, I'm not arguing with you, keep my commandment. Is your obedience to my commandment that reveal to me that you love me? If you love me, do you see why some of us are weeping, yet we are not God's lovers? Because every command, every instruction he gave us, we violated. And then we come back to church, lie on the floor. We are the ones who are thinking in our head, all by ourselves. This my white agbada is important. If I use it to lie down, even God will know. What is agbada? Is your mundane mentality. Now there is a place of reverence that commands lying down. But if you think because I'm wearing white, if I lie down, God will see it as important, you are joking. If you love me, keep my commandment. So those who obey more, love more. He reiterated same emphasis. John 14:21, verbatim. He that hath my commandment and keepeth them. He said, it is he that loveth me. John came and repeated it. 1 John 5:3. He said, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandment. So you see why the Bible said, the love of many will wax cold. There will still be people crying. There will still be people singing slow songs with tears. It doesn't mean they love God. Because it will become hard to keep the commandments of God. He considers keeping his commandment as a high realm of love and affection for him. So anybody who does not obey God's commandment is in a dangerous place. I'm not even talking about the attack of Satan. I'm talking the fact that you can become a cursed being, you can be rejected, and you can be denatured. Even if Satan doesn't fight you, you are endangered. And this is the problem of many Christians. They keep quarreling. I come to church every day. Why is this happening? Do you love God? We may be struggling here to bless a cursed man. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. We lay hands on you. But you are cursed. Because you love not the Lord Christ. You are anathema maranatha. So before you kill yourself and kill your pastor, tell him, please, what do I do to love God? This prayer won't work. You need to see how selfish people are trying to use God to become relevant in life. You see the guy, you see him praying, fasting, making declaration, putting videos everywhere. You think this person really wants to talk about God. It's a lie. He wants a sense of relevance. My generation too must know that I've come. So he wants to use God. And the angels are watching. We are reading is the calibration of your heart we are monitoring, not your activities. Even if you like, go and pay for a slot in TBN Africa. Pay for a slot in BBC. Pay for a slot in CNN. Pay for a slot. Let all the influencers put your name there. When people see you, they remove their eyes, they will forget you. You can't use me. I only exhort those who love me. Some of us don't need the struggle we are going through. Something is wrong here. And the devil knows he has gotten us to the right place. He will leave us there. He won't even assign any demon. He knows if he returns in 20 years, our situation will be worse. He doesn't need to fight us. Because we are anathema Maranatha. Number 2, what does God call love? Is reverence. If you love him, you will fear him. You will reverence him. You will honor him. You need to, people claim they love God. Meanwhile, they reverence their bosses more than God. What they cannot do in the presence of their bosses, that's what they do in God's presence. At least what they assume to be God's presence, because we are not even sure if God's presence is there. But what they can't do in the presence of their bosses at work, they do it comfortably with God. And see, when your relationship with God becomes strong, He will draw your attention. I laid on my bed the other time, crossed my leg, and I wanted to talk to God. And I don't know if it was my heart or an angel that whispered, "Is it God you want to talk to?" I stood up and I said, "My Father, you know there is a key we don't throw away. The key called mercy. Keep it. Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy." I now knelt down. I said, I didn't know that it was a factor. It was that day I knelt down that they gave me the message about praying effectively that I taught you here. And he gave me from Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 to 13. The place of reverence. You need to see what we do in God's presence. Somebody says he's worshiping God, but all his focus is to show his gold earring on Instagram. Yeah, we are here, we are here. Go and read your Bible and tell me one person who was doing yeah in God's presence. Ezekiel said in the 30th month, in the 30th day, in the 5th month, he said, I was among the captives by the river Kabar, and I saw visions of God. He said, I, Ezekiel, the priest and the son of Buzai, I was among the captives by the river Kabar. He said, when I saw the visions of God, what he saw, he knew that who he thought he was worshiping, he didn't know him. He started describing the cherubims. He said they move like lightnings. He said they had wheels in between the wheels that they rode on. And when they wanted to go forward or backward, they didn't turn. The urgency, you know, the Bible says the business of the king requires haste. It's too much of time for them to turn, because they had 4 faces facing every direction, and any direction they want to go, they go there at the speed of lightning. When he now attempted to look at, because they carry the throne on their head, 4 of them, when he now attempted to look at the one who sat on the throne, he said from his waist upward was brighter than the sun in his strength. He said he felt like a dead man. It was when God spoke to him, is the word that came out of God, Ezekiel 2:1 and 2, that entered him and carried him up. So he stood there by the strength of the oracles of God. He didn't even have human strength to stand. Go read your Bible. Show me anywhere men saw God and stood. When Daniel saw the vision of the incarnate Christ by the river, he felt like a dead man. When John saw him, he felt like a dead man. They thought they were not strong. No, it's the glory that he carries. It was when John eventually went to heaven and saw that the 24 elders who could stand didn't stand. That was when he understood reverence. He said they cast their crowns, they fell on their faces, and they cried, holy, holy, holy is the Lord. That's the same God you are chewing gum and talking to. I'm not giving you law. If you think you can chew gum and talk to your president, go ahead. That means it's okay with you. But if you can't chew gum and talk to your president or your boss, but you think you can chew gum and talk to God, you don't know the God you are talking to. There's no reverence. You hear people tell you like, last month God told me to pray, but Kai, that prayer self, I never feed one. He said the heir, so long as it's a child, is not different from a servant. You have not grown. When you grow, you will know that men tremble at the presence of God. Not out of fear, but reverential honor. That's the proof of love for God. That's why the Bible said in Matthew 22:37, he said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy strength, with all thy mind. Everything in you that defines your personality is surrendered when you stand before him. The weight of your honor, the depth of your presence, the awe that you have before God is what defines your love for him. You want to honor him so much that you have a jealousy when he's dishonored. Not you being encouraged to reverence him. When somebody else dishonors him, it touches you. There's a holy jealousy you have when God is dishonored. In fact, sometimes it becomes difficult for you to keep your cool in a place where God is dishonored. That's those who love God. Number 3, what does it mean to love God? To give sacrificially. Anybody who loves God gives to him. That's how God defines love. In Matthew 6:21, he said, where a man's treasure is, that's where his heart is. So the way I trace your heart to find out if it is either with me or not is in your giving towards me. Oh, you need to see the debate on the subject of giving today. And theologians will come with scriptures, Greek and Hebrew, explaining why. Oh my God, what a generation. Meanwhile, those who found the way of giving, nobody taught them. Nobody did a Bible study for Abel, for him to give an excellent sacrifice to God. How did he know? It means something in his spirit was pushing him. Nobody gave Abraham a lecture or a teaching before Abraham gave God a tithe of all. He said, I lift my hand to the God of heaven. Oh my God. How did he know that the way you love a spirit is by giving him gifts and offerings? No wonder the priest that God separated unto himself, all they did was to give offerings, gifts, and sacrifices day and night. You can't claim you love God because God's definition of love is giving. In John 3:16, he said, for God so loved the world that he gave. He gave his only begotten son. If you are still at that point where you have to be preached to give, you don't love God. There was a season of my life where this thing hit me so much. Every day I woke up, I sowed a seed and I called it love gift. I was not in a church. I just gave gifts. I just gave to God. I gather account numbers of people serving God. I just give. I call it love gift. I get surprised that people only give to God when they preach giving. And because pastors know that church people have become criminals, they prepare sermons like swords. And any day they need you to give, they will wield it until they hack your heart to pieces. When they know they've disarmed you, they now say, come and give your Isaac. Give it now, give it now. In fact, they know that if they delay for 5 minutes, that emotional feel will vanish. They even have to threaten in certain places for people to give. Wow. So when last did they preach to you for you to buy clothes for yourself? For you to give to yourself? When was the last time? But when it has to do with God, there has to be a lengthy sermon. A generation that does not love God has risen. In 1 Kings 3:3, the Bible said, and Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the status of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places. That love provoked sacrifice. Now guess what he gave? 1,000 burnt offering. There was no teaching on giving. And Solomon loved the Lord. And Solomon loved the Lord. In fact, if some people had their way, they want to empty everything put on the altar. Where is he going to? Bring it here. And we will stop soul winning campaigns. And Solomon loved the Lord. How did he show it? Through sacrifice. Every time you give, what the Spirit is weighing is the percentage of what you have given, because to him, that's essence of love. That's why God will always demand the best. Why was Cain's sacrifice rejected? What did he say in Malachi? He said, if you give a blind goat to your governor, is that not evil? He said, can you do that? He said, why do you bring such to me? He said, if I be your father, where is my honor? A generation that love God must emerge where a man's treasure is. I'm showing you this because the love of many will wax cold. It will become a struggle to obey God. It will become a struggle to be reverent unto God. It will become a struggle to give to God. And those who give today, to a very large extent, is transactional giving they are doing. If you don't say it will be giving back, good measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over, they will never give. If you don't say God will cause all grace to